Let me turn the mic on. Why did I just punch the table? That was uncalled for. I just sat down and and Nick summoned me. It was the weirdest experience. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going. We're good now. There'll be a couple things that I need to remind myself to do later when we actually start the brainstorm. But Nick wanted to check something real quick before we got into that. Okay. Oh, let me do this real quick. I don't know what Nick has in store for me. Oh. Hey, Edric. All right, Nick is got something in store for us, so I'm following Nick. Let me skip this song real quick. Cool. Skipped. Whoa. Alright, we've got battle music in the background. I don't have any spells mimmed, Nick, so I'm gonna whack them for a minute. Then I should probably mim some spells. Gamma Slider's in yet? Yet. Sorry, buddy. Nice stun. Oh. HE911. Every time I see your name, I think of HEB, the grocery store in Texas. Nick, should I mim spells? I've only got minor heal, which isn't gonna do much for you. Hey, Droopy Droop. We're gonna get the brainstorm going in a few. Nick wanted to come in and test some stuff really quick. Hey, Zukin. Take that, you're double stunned. Zukin? I was catching up on your videos yesterday as well, I think. And it was a lot of fun, man. You got a charming stream. Messing with filters and stuff. It made me feel like my production values are way too low. You were wearing. What's the official name for those eyes? Oh my god, why did I do that? Kind of the meme eyes. What are they called? Anyways, and then the googly eyes, and then the you had me fooled because you were talking about when you were a cop. You're like, back when I was a police officer, and I was like, what? And then you wore the police officer filter, and then I realized that you made that up. I was like, oh man, I'm a dummy. I thought for sure you were a police officer. For a minute. Until I saw you in the YMCA uniform. Did my ability miss? Oh. You know, I threw you for a second too. Okay, it's not just me. Okay. Yeah, man. Oh. I had so much fun on the, last Thursday stream? The one where I had a Red Bull beforehand? I did not have a Red Bull before this one. I really was hoping to have a Red Bull available. But I just didn't go down to the kiosk and get one. So, man, I don't know if I can replicate the energy level. But we're going to get the brainstorm going in a little bit. And then that will more than make up for it. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, just start scrolling ahead. The title is a lie. We're not brainstorming yet, clearly, but we will be. Play at 1.25 speed. I play everything at 1.25 speed. I just don't have enough hours in a day, so minimum 1.25. Sometimes it helps a little bit, right? And it's not like picking on anybody, but sometimes it actually helps. It may help with me. I have no idea. I'm kind of a slow talker. There are definitely some audiobooks though that 1.25 or 1.5. It's really that's where it's at. It's so funny the lighting in here, the artifacts from the lighting. Make it look like there's more going on than there actually is. It's like, wow, this place looks rad. And it's just some lighting glitches. This will get me aggro. No? Not only did it not get me aggro, it didn't really heal you worth a shit. It's my level 1 spell, and here I am level 6. I guess I could summon the appropriate level spell if you need me to do that, Nick. Okay. What spell am I looking for offhand? I can, I've got, let me reconnect the database, I guess. Oh, item database. You already got it for me? That figures. Nick, man. He is fat. Prefer a monster sponsorship? Over Red Bull? I don't know, man. I mean, I like some of the whatever it is. Oh, that's the wrong spot for sure. There's like the mango flavored ones and stuff like that. I'm pretty into a few of those fruity ones, but at the end of the day, nothing feels like game development like Red Bull. Red Bull, as soon as I open it, Jasmine hates the smell, but as soon as I open a Red Bull and smell it, it smells like, basically Shadows of Lachlan. Shadows of Lachlan was Red Bull scented. Planes of Power too, I think. All right. That's giving you something to think about. But it's just the truth. Yep, 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 yep. How was everybody's weekend? Plane of Disease was inspired after a night of too many Red Bulls. Too many Red Bulls and pizza. Ugh. The things I've done to my body, I guess. Not an energy drinker. I drink the Soylent meal in a bottle things, though? Interesting. You realize that's people, right? Oh, Nick, you kind of warped. There you go. Get mad at me, guys. I'll tank. Is Soylent just a soy protein shake plus multivitamin? I kind of always assumed that, so it'd be good to know. There's like another protein drink / meal replacement that you can get over there in the US that I think is just really expensive for me to try to get shipped over here. Oops, sorry, Nick. It comes in cereal flavors. So it's supposed to taste like the milk from the bottom of like a cereal bowl, and they've got like Cookie Crisp and Fruity Pebbles flavors and stuff like that. It looks so tempting, and I went to buy some through like some distributor that you got to pay it just a ton to like have stuff like distributed over here. Anyway, I was gonna get it, and then like the order didn't go through like twice, and I was like, all right, whatever, screw it. Nick said, I'm going to try crashing Unity and see what happens. Be right back. Okay. It's called Ghost, and you have the Nutter Butter flavor. It's amazing. Interesting. I don't think that's not the one that I remember. Hey, Not, what's going on, buddy? Can you post a link to it, Squishy Mustard? Is the team online? Nick is online. Zukin's in here. Pattis is in here. We'll be doing the brainstorm in a few minutes. Nick wanted to try testing some stuff real quick. Oh, the EQOA commercial. Time to slay the dragon. Okay, I get what you're doing now. You can't do that to me. I'm never gonna... I don't get any references when I'm in a streaming situation. I'm bad enough at just reading everything literally when I'm reading it out of... Did I just kick you out of game or out of party? Just click on you and hit leave? Okay. Not too much going on right now, but you're doing awesome in general. How are y'all? I'm doing well. I am doing well. Had a relatively chill weekend. Every once in a while, we'll actually sit down and watch some TV and try to catch up on like a series or something. Jasmine's like, man, I really wish there was a good fantasy series that we haven't watched yet. So we wound up settling on Lock and Key. And that's actually been way more enjoyable than I would have expected. We're just doing a quick smoke test of the, I guess, the latest build. Anytime I'm doing a smoke test, it's usually of a build. I know Ollie just did a complete like party rework, party system grouping rework. So that's why we're grouped and doing groupy stuff. Nick found a good bug. That is what Nick tends to do. Let's see. You cannot disband from a party if you were originally the leader and then made someone else the leader. Oh, so yeah. I guess that makes sense. I can see why that probably broke the way it did. Scale up a bat to test out dragon gameplay. There may be secretly a dragon in the background that you don't know about yet. And it's not your dragon either. Not. I remember your dragon. That was a good dragon. Oh no. Oh no. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going and I fell in a trap. Oh no. Droop said another lore spoiler. The whole world exists inside of a giant dragon's spleen. Oh, that would be unexpected. In Planes of Power, I actually made an area that you play through where you're inside a monster's stomach in Plane of Torment. Poop Maker. The Poop Maker. Now I'm gonna have Mentos stuck in my head. Oh man. Poop Maker. Is this emulating EverQuest? It is drawing inspiration from EverQuest. My dragon was too high poly. It wouldn't fit probably, but thanks. Your dragon was perfect. Not. Your dragon was perfect, sweetie. Don't let any of the kids at school tell you otherwise. Oh, man. Let me click on this link before I lose it, Squishy Mustard. Thank you. What? Poop Maker, you haven't seen anything yet. Just you wait. It'll look even cooler. Yeah, Nick's gonna pour this out. This is all placeholdery stuff, but I'm glad you like it. The stomach event. Yeah, the stomach event. I made that. Very nice. I actually did that in December on a tune. Did all the pop progression for fun. Nice. Shaka, that is the topic of the brainstorm in a bit. Oh, Nick actually ported us out to an appropriate place. Very nice to see. Teleporting rogue hacks. Yeah, well. Okay, Nick is good to go. He's logging. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, I'm going to die because I don't have invisibility undead up. And there's a bunch of undead here. And oh, I didn't aggro anybody. Wonderful. Oh, let's see. Not, I would happily put your dragon up on my fridge. Okay. We'll probably still wait a couple minutes, and then get the brainstorm going. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll run up here. And then I'll quit out, and then we'll just get started. How about that? Rogues are a new porter class. That's how we're gonna mix it up. We'll be super unique. All right. City and distance. Looking at zone. Got some islands out there. Cool. All right, I'm logging out as well. Got some islands out there. Ooh, if you look, we started on an island zone as well. Ooh, islands. All right, so we'll bring Shaded Dunes up in the background because it's pretty. In case any other new people come in, they're like, what is this game about? I want to be able to show you really quickly. So this is where we just were, folks. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Kitten Army. And if you haven't, be sure. I need to set up a command like you guys have on, or at least Pattis, you have on your stream that's got the links to the other streams. But if you haven't checked out our YouTube, be sure to check out our YouTube. You can see all the VODs from different folks working on things. Our YouTube is right here. And is the bot working? Doesn't look like the bot's working. Hold on a second. Let me reconnect the bot. No, the bot's working. Come on, bot. Do your job. Oh, it disconnected because my internet went out earlier. Let me reactivate Streamlabs. And now push the button again. Yeah, of course. Let's try. Oh, it's still booting up. Anyways, what I was going to say is, so you can see some recent videos of Zukin doing some work on critters, beetles, to be exact. And you can also see some really great footage of work that's being done by Pattis. On the environment side, there's some great stuff going on here. So, really, I really love the little details as well, dude. Like these little bits and pieces. You know how much I love those. Those little old school bitty bits, but looking good, man. We'll keep this up here. Background. Oh, let me push the button again. Our YouTube is here. Our Discord is there. You can find us through either of those. And if you don't know what game this is, then there's our website. Where are the desert catacombs going to be? Well, some of them are directly under the city, and then some more different ones are also under the city, and then some even crazier, wilder, older stuff is also on, around, or near under the city. So there's a lot of stuff. There's, again, our plan is to try to make the world very deep and dense instead of constantly expanding it out, right? So let's get prepared to do this little brainstorm, man. It's been a while since we did one of these. I don't want to mess it up. So this is where I'll be taking your notes. I took some notes out of our Discord. I'll read through them before we get started, and then I'll keep them around somewhere. And then if we need them, we can reference them. That'll also help put even more white on the screen, because my face and giant forehead really love it when I've got this many white sort of windows open, because then it's just kind of making me glow. 5-head gang, yeah, I think I'm up to like 7 head. CS home stories would be fun. Listen, the zone was always so mysterious. Seeing GMs in it when you did Who All GM back in the, I was pretty blown away when I became a guide and went up there. But yeah, it's interesting. It maintained a bit of mystique and status, but it was really just a zone, right? Keebs, you're you're starting too soon. I'm not typing that in yet. I need to, let's see. Is Nick in here? Nick, did you want to jump in as well? Oh, by the way, we spoke, but did I thank you for the follow, Poop Maker? Gel3, thank you for the follow. Oh. Well, you know, I didn't want to talk about it on stream, Jasmine, but since you had to come in and make a big scene about it. Jasmine was like, I'm gonna, you know, had a long day at work. I'm gonna take a nice warm bath. I was like, all right, but before the stream, I need to run up to the bathroom for a minute and for a little pre-stream festivity. In all fairness, I did leave the window open. I can't help it if it's like Germany cold outside. Oh yeah, I totally forgot to tell you that maybe shut the window. Enjoy your bath. Yeah, it was uncalled for. Nick, are you around? I'd mentioned potentially if we wanted to like do a whatchamacallit? Did you want to hop in on voice? I could do that either through Discord or we could also just do it with a Slack huddle. You're kind of blah at the moment, so gonna fire your okay. Feeling off. Hope you get feeling better. Alright, so what I'll do now is... Did I just hear Shauna's doing a hot tub stream? Well, we gotta raise cash somehow. Pop out. Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it like this. It's a bit janky, but it'll work. We've done this before. We're pros. We'll put this over here. We'll put my beanie back on so I can stop blinding you with my forehead. All right. So, Keeb kicked us off. Oh, before we get started, let me do two things. One, everybody remember when we do these, the goal is to add, not subtract, right? So usually if somebody says something like, you know, like Keebs just did, he said, what makes trade skills good? Then being profitable and rewarding desirable items. Like, if chat's all of a sudden like, no, that's the worst idea. They shouldn't be profitable. They should just be a cash sink or whatever. And then it doesn't really move us ahead. But if you like see an answer or something, you're like, nah, I disagree. Then just put a better answer in so that we're just adding. We're not arguing. You can go back and forth a little bit. I mean, you can, but ideally, if you're going back and forth, it's to elevate things, right? So that's that. If you guys need any inspiration, which you may not, and I don't think you're probably able to read this here. Let me see if I can also turn off this event list. Cool. I don't know if you can read that. Let me know. It's small type, but here's some of the stuff that I was just taking out of Discord. So let's get started. All right, let me see, what time is it on the stream so I know where to tell people to look for. Basically a 30-minute mark. So if somebody is if somebody's looking just for this topic, maybe I'll turn this into a highlight. I'll cut the first part out and I'll just download the highlight. So from this point forward, that'll make it easier for people on YouTube. Cool. So Keep said, them being profitable and rewarding desirable items. Don't laugh at my typos. Or do, it doesn't matter. You're just a chat box. I can't really hear you. Think EQ has too few DD race class specific trade skills. So what you're probably saying is more deity race class specific trade skill items. And I'm just going to make trade skill one word for sake of tonight. Math guy Dave said, sorry, just got here. Have we thought about bind on equip items versus items bound to the crafter only? We haven't. So what about bind on equip versus bound to crafter only. Keep in mind as I'm doing this, this is a Swedish keyboard that I'm using. And I am not Swedish. A rising tide lifts all boats unless the boats kill you or something like that. Belfaster, I've got a bunch of your stuff over here written down. Some of the topics you guys were talking about in chat. Great conversation in Discord. Come get some 509. Hello. Time investment reward balance. If an item needs a high skill and a bunch of rare drops, its stats should reflect that. So, and it's funny, I've got some of that stuff over here. So let's see. Maybe I can just copy paste some of it. Let me just read these real quick. Let me just read these. All right, so topics that came up in Discord was resource origins, dropped versus bought versus found versus grown. Grown wasn't mentioned on Discord, but I'm going to add it because Ollie's mentioned the idea of players being able to like grow things or have their own crops and other stuff. He's really into this. So and grown can be, you can like abstract that out or whatever. I don't know. You could grow a fungus, I guess. You could put something in a box with a timer, whatever. Nodes on the ground. There was some discussion of that in Discord about, you know, the repetition of it being abused and botted and all of that stuff if it was predictable. But then we also hit a little bit on randomization of those locations. In the past, we've talked about nodes on the ground encourages and rewards exploration, adds to sort of the world feel. And then the thing I wanted to mention was the scheduler could also reward game knowledge. Like if you're the person that knows that there's certain things that only spawn on, you know, at midnight when it's all full moons, all three of them, then, you know, that's kind of a additional opportunity for you. And, you know, until that information is shared on the wiki and then everybody kind of knows it's, but before then, it's all good. Ooh, I'll have to set that up in a second. But anyways, time investment, reward balance. If an item needs a high skill and a bunch of rare drops, its stats should reflect that. Agreed. And I never got to the point where we talk about that down here, but next law, I'll mention that. Sna said, I always enjoy trade skill specific quests in MMOs. What's your favorite one? Bind on builds. I want to move that up here. Maybe put a little separation in here. Here. We'll save as. Shaka said, number one for me is that the equipment I craft or others craft is viable in the end game. Otherwise, it is pointless. So, end game viable trade skill products. Yeah, it should be viable throughout the game, right? There should be something that is worthwhile at every stage of the game. Some of the people in Discord were talking about the fact that, you know, it sucks because at the low end, you move through the low end so fast that a lot of these trade skill items just don't really have much value because you're, you know, by the time you skill up to get them or whatever, you're already like level 30 and you don't need any of them. Which we're hoping a much slower game pace will help that. Keebs said, a question rather than a suggestion. Do you want recipes for armor and weapons to be static or random roll stats? So should recipes for armor and weapons be static or roll random stats? And that's for you guys to say, really. I've got an idea. I'm sure Nick and the rest of the team have ideas on this front, but we don't want to shut stuff down. We want to hear what you got to say. Useful clicky items that come from various trade skills, Nick said. Useful clicky items that come from various trade skills. Trade skills. Mr. Cal said, Keebs, are you saying a different quality item depending on input quality? And then Keebs responded, will the result always be the same or will the result be random? And even random can be finite in its randomness. Belfaster said, to add to this, or maybe even a combination of, the floor of the stats is higher if we have more skill, better materials. Then luck comes into the picture after that. So, roll up for a second. We'll add to this. Floor of the stats is based on skill or better materials. Then RNG. I like how once you have successful combined, it's saved as a recipe you can search. People shouldn't have to alt-tab to find their ingredients all the time. The game should have all the ways to manage those recipes. Let me try this, because that's a longer one. I'm going to cheat. Alright, I cheated. I'm going to do that every once in a while. Sna says, I like the trophies in EQ. Recently, crafting in Final Fantasy XIV has been interesting, and the trade skill quest felt like there was meaningful progression that wasn't just combat. We'll grab that one as well, because it's a longer one. I don't mind cheating tonight. Special recipes that you can only make for yourself when maxing your trade skill. Nice. That you can only make for yourself when maxing a trade skill. Go in, Nick. Squishy Mustard says, yes, I do like trade skills being incorporated into quest lines such as epics, clothing ring, shawl, the earring and pop, etc. So let's see, where do we have? Where was quest? Here we go. So we'll put in some examples then. Epic, Coldane, ring, shawl, earring, and pop. I don't remember that one for some reason. Is trade skills crafting or is it gathering as well? It's crafting. So for us, we're using it very broadly right now. It's crafting, it's gathering, it's a number of weird things that we're going to put in, like, you know, an astronomy trade skill, archaeology. So we want to get kind of varied and eclectic with our trade skills. So a lot of them will perform as you expect them to perform. And then some of them will have a you know, slightly different take. Let's see. Does the affixed type crafting found in games like Path of Exile or Last Epoch have a place in MMORPG? Shaka asked that question. You guys can answer. Math guy Dave said, we'll add this in here. Maybe the answer to stats isn't static or random, but customizable. Cool. Come back down here. Belfaster. Sorry guys. I'm a little slow right now. Let me move this over here. Make this a little bit like this. Belfaster said, doing the trade skills, harvesting and or crafting with a group adds benefit. Like more resources per node, more rare drops per node, let's see. Or benefits to the quality success of the crafting itself. Group crafting. Alright, I'm going to put this over here. PG911. Hello. Weren't you in here earlier? The game's coming along really, really well. You should check out, just skim through some of the videos that we've been posting on YouTube. You can see the latest. Static or customizable, nothing worse than already fighting RNG to get drops and then have to RNG on top of that. So I hear what you're saying there. Needing to travel to a special place. To travel to a special place or station deep in the dungeon to craft powerful item. Stat randomization is something that some people do enjoy. This gives me a sense of progression down the line, especially for min-maxers. It also has to do if people love to gamble. Random reroll could increase or decrease your overall numbers. Fair point. Fair point. Counter to the earlier points, but in a good way. Trade skills always requiring low-level farming items or subcommodities that help with newbies making cash. Hidden tree, absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. Bone chips are such a blessing. It's always great when more things operate in that way. I'm gonna do some more copy and pasting just to catch up, and then I'll stop cheating. Belfaster said salvaging items to return scraps from bad items or magical items or materials if you salvage powerful items. Could even have salvaging versus disenchanting to separate magic versus mundane. Very good point there. We've been talking about salvaging, but didn't necessarily do that distinction. Having rare wandering merchants that move throughout the game world and sell rare or unique crafting supplies. I dig it. Especially we've talked a good bit about caravans in the past, right? Nick said, materials that come through adventure and get better through content progression. Nick, when you say that, are you saying that the availability of the materials is based on the content that you've progressed through? Not said maybe crafting hubs? So not just a place where you use blacksmithing, but a place that combines different types to make a single item. So a headpiece recipe that might need a leather worker, an enchanter, and an herbalist to all craft one piece each that is then combined, meaning that 3 people need to have the right skill level to make one item. So it almost sounds like 2 topics there. One is interdependency on the things that you're making, but the other one is like the idea of a crafting hub. What does that look like? Sounds interesting. Shaka said characters cannot Ironman, i.e. master every trade skill with enough time, encourages group play. Ooh, this is a contentious one. It's on the list over here. It's on the list over here. In New World and WoW, a person boxing 10 accounts for trade skills ruins part of the game and economy. Try to limit that. Yeah, we wanna we'll get back into the boxing discussion separate from this, but yeah, we want to limit the level of disruption of that sort. Nick said, mini games or other fun interactive skill checks like Stardew Fishing or Skyrim lockpicking. Very good point. It's on the list of things to ask. Oop. How do you guys feel about mini games? Pro mini game, anti mini game. Whenever you're doing something that frequently, are you for it? Against it? I think that's right over here. Level of interaction. How much of a mini game are we looking for in our trade skills? Or, skills in general, right? Well, I guess we've already said we're lumping everything into one. So, fishing. Would we count lockpicking? Blacksmithing? Running around clicking nodes isn't fun. I prefer getting crafting materials from killing, fishing, etc. I love clicking on nodes, to be honest. So maybe you do the fishing and killing, and I'll do the clicking on nodes. How about that? I'll put it in as a preference type. Squishy mustard. Yeah, put it in there, Droop. Squishy mustard says, quests either exclusive to crafted items or as an alternative path to complete the quest. Say a bard needs a drum that you can either craft or get to drop off a rare name. Interesting. Would it be the same? I guess I was thinking immediately it was the same drum. Not just the same stats. Not said alternative, thematically strong gathering nodes. If you have to delve into the depths of the earth to find minerals, that will make mining feel way more exciting. To me, at least. If the stats are random, Droop says, it'd be nice to be able to combine two of the same crafted item to make a version with the max stats for min-maxer. Interesting. Special forges for creating cultural armors in respective cities. I'm curious how many more, what are some of the other things that could be cultural? We have that on our list as well. Nick said, my second message after the one you wrote down from you probably goes with the other. In-game crafting. I'd have to scroll up. Crafting materials come through adventure get better with content progression. Oh, some crafting materials you can only get from in-game group and raid content. Cool. Where is that one? Begins with a C. I'll just put it here. We'll find it. Oh, I found it right there. Scrolling down. Let me see if I missed something. So we got some pro minigame folks and some anti minigame folks. Curious what level of complexity a minigame needs to be to satisfy you, minigame folk. Recipes have a visual resource component which determines how the item looks. Same items may have different looks based on player preference and availability of the visual resource. Should trace skillers be able to make a different visual appearance for certain items? Not completely different, but can I make your flowing black silk sash blue? It would be cool if there was a minigame that gave an option for a blessed item or something. I'll write it down. By write it down, I mean copy paste. I'm being super lazy tonight, but it's in an effort to keep up because you guys have so many good ideas. Mandalorian said, I love the minigame crafting that Vanguard had and EQ2 crafting when it first came out. Everybody says when it first came out. Did they do something to the EQ2 crafting later? Because I've heard that when it first came out a few times now. I think somebody even said that in Discord. Maybe that was you. Minigames are really hard to do right if they are tied to a skill you use a lot. That's always my concern, Squishy Mustard. Sna said they can be fun. Might get too repetitive if you have to craft a ton of a single item. And have to go through the minigame every time. Yep. That's the concern. Gabiol said, do you prevent everyone from making crafting characters and maxing it out easily instead of depending on X and Y person? I'm going to put your question down. I guess if it's a big time and cash investment, then, you know, people can do what they want to do. It's their time. Droop said, I like minigames, but it has to be fun and there has to be a balance. If you require 1,000 combines to go up one skill, then just have a button. Yeah. Getting that balance right is challenging. Lovehash said, I'm a pro game facilitated player ran casinos. I think players running casinos, such a cool lane. Maybe off topic, or a bit of taboo. Definitely not taboo. We'd have to keep a close eye on them though, because if we think that they're shady, then we'll have to investigate them. I'm not sure if crafting systems can integrate games to a player that can be better at running casino to unlock better, more interesting games of chance. I hadn't even really thought about it. Like a casino operator trade skills. Interesting. Minigame is preferable to just waiting. Whoop. So much. Is it my machine? Ooh, I wonder if Unity's... Oh no, I left Unity up in the background, and sometimes that does really bad things. So, if we get disconnected at some point, just hang out. I'll be killing Unity and coming back in. No, I want you to go away now, Unity. Oh, poor clumsy Unity. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me get the chat window back up and it can just do its stuff in the background. Sorry about that. So Pat has said minigame is preferable to just waiting for stuff to craft. Waiting for something to combine always feels like wasted time to you. Do you not have phones? Just watch a podcast like I do. Minigame can take longer but feels better. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so that's that balance topic we're going to have to keep poking at. Let me see if this works while everything's being goofy in the background. Oh, it looks like Unity's figured its shit out. Haslam said, sorry if this has been said, having certain rare items that can push a trade skill beyond its max level in order to harvest craft special things at the end game. It hasn't been said in that way, so we'll add it. Mandalorian. You can balance that out by saying after crafting a certain amount of an item, you get expertise in it, and you can do mass production. Oh, interesting. So it's like you can skip the minigame by becoming an expert, and then you can just pretend like you have a peon doing it. Recipes only unlocked through faction. Definitely been a topic. EQ2 crafting minigame was fun the first 10 combines and became tedious, and you downloaded the trainer that did it for you. See, again, that's the concern. Thanks, Drew. Not said using your craft to make the tools that you need to better crafting. So blacksmith might have a basic hammer at first, then you use that to make a better one, and eventually there's an epic smithing hammer. Look, I even use that example right... Oh, you can't see it because my big ass body is in the way. Right here. It was the last one on here. Good stuff. I'm going to copy and paste yours though, because that's how this works. I even said hammer. Magic hammer of X. Of Xing. Mini games that aren't just pressing MMO style hot button. Minigame can be optional, but maybe useful for big crafts that you can opt out for easy stuff. I want to put that one with the similar one. Right here. Lasvik says EQ2 style with combines from other crafters, nails from blacksmith, leather straps from tailors, and so on. Also, crafting checks that like heat levels with water, air buff, and such. All right. I'll put it in here. Thought we had a little thing about dependencies above, but rather than try to find it now, I'm just going to put it here. We'll sort this stuff later. We'll get it all sorted. Defining what a successful craft and failed craft looks like. Better stats, less used materials. Are critical crafts possible? Do you lose materials like an EQ? Never lose materials based on conditions, but risk losing materials if conditions not met, but can still attempt to craft. What are your thoughts? With the minigame, maybe you can always make the quality of the best level you have reached in the minigame previously. I think I see what you're saying. To me, that seems like there's like an ongoing leaderboard within the minigame. Allow a recipe to be completed with similar items of varying quality. You can still complete the combined, but with lower result. Low quality hide instead of high quality hide. Good for skill up. Make the casino games actually within the game. So card games, dice games are out of control. The casino operator, no scamming ability. I'll put that up here. Player places a bet. Yep. Yeah. Something like Gwent from Witcher. Player versus player in taverns. The whole card collecting thing, trading card thing. It's ambitious. We'll put it up here though. Instant crafts, please. Poopmaker says, hate it when it feels like game is wasting my time by having me wait a minute for each craft to complete, so I end up having to auto crafting stats of item by for 45 minutes. What else do you want to be doing with your time? Come on, we've got to waste your time somehow, Poopmaker. Mini games like gems to do while you wait for stuff to craft. You're joking. All right. Skip the mini game for 5 M&M bucks, Shaka. Now you're thinking. We'll sell you the special M&M NFT mini game avoidance token. Being able to wager fights with each other. You know what? I'll put it on here. Because it kind of falls into the casino category. Oh, imagine if you could wager on the fights. Like the arena is actually an arena. And you could gamble on other players' PvP. You could do horse races with pink slips. Let's see. BDC Retro says, have some harvesting gathering resources only be available during certain times of the in-game year, certain weather, etc. Maybe druid weather changes could be used to assist. Absolutely. We mentioned that just briefly earlier, but yep. Tiered crafting weapons progression. Copper, steel, gold, iridium. Nick said. Logging it. Belfaster says, ability to apprentice with a max level crafter. Not sure what all benefits this would give or possible pitfalls. Maybe just increase skill ups if you're working near them. Well, that's interesting. I don't know what it means yet, right? Like, how do we want to approach that systemically? But as just sort of a concept, it's kind of fun. Maybe you could tie the mini game to the stats. You get a base item just doing a normal combine, but if you use your crafting tools into the mini game, you can slightly customize the stats. Nothing that makes it out of balance, but would appease both crowds. Didn't EQ2 kind of work like that? Like if you half-ass paid attention, you would get sort of the base item, but you had to do everything right to get like the expert sort of elite version or whatever. Nick said, ability to make craftable containers in the world. I need to do some typing or I'll feel like I'm cheating. Ability to make craftable containers in the world. Cool. Dungeons meant for gathering crafting materials. Well Below Average said, make trade skills meaningful. Don't let mobs drop stuff that would make trade skills useless. I think we've hit on that a couple times. It's definitely one of those nerves. Banana Highway said, hey, what's up? Bit late to the stream. I posted a bunch of my ideas in Discord already. I went ahead and grabbed the sort of the high points from Discord, and I've got them over here as well. If we get to a point where we feel like this is, you know, winding down a little bit or whatever, what I can do is I can go through the list and see if we missed anything. Nick said, satisfying sound effects and animations for gathering and crafting. Digital crack. Crack does have a weird sound effect. Banana Highway said, that's actually why, well, we won't get into it. I personally believe there should not be a variable output in the quality of crafted gear items in M&M. Yeah, I think you mentioned that in Discord. So, but we've got it here now. Yeah, because I think that was kind of the debate that I tried to mention some of the debates over here. And some of those we can always come back to once we got like the brainstorm done. We can maybe debate at that point. Crafting resources available to be gathered from several different means, like vendors, nodes, drop off mobs, ground spawn, supply crates. Yep. Math Guy Dave, we haven't talked much about the actual trade skills available. Very good point. It would be interesting to have a trade skill that could create spell skill scrolls that could be used to buff a group or even make up partially for missing group abilities. The magic scrolls. Someone that can make magic scrolls, D&D style. We haven't talked much about consumables, and that was a big topic. It's right here. Consumables and their impact on casters and other systems. Also, even when balanced, does that balance make them mandatory? So if a consumable is available and you can stack it with other stuff, does that then become a mandatory item that you have to have? Sort of going down the WoW sort of... Well, it's not just WoW, but I think of WoW first and foremost when I think of like, you need to have all of these consumables with you. Belfaster said, most crafting is based around making an item. How about some that enhance existing items, like converting a mundane item into a slightly better version of the same thing, like turning a bronze breastplate drop into a hammered bronze breastplate. Very nice. Culture items to craft, like armor and weapons. We may have that above, but I'm going to put it here again because we can always combine the dupes, Nick. Then each drop goes into a bucket. Use, sell, salvage, enhance. Or marry. Each drop goes into a bucket. I'm going to move this up here. kind of put these two together. Inputs and outputs. Have recipes based on templates which are loaded into crafting tables. These templates auto-grab resources from inventory, so you don't have to click on each item to drag in every combine. Reduces tedium of crafting. But would you be okay trading tedium for time? Lord of the Rings online has crafting instances, and they're pretty cool. You can run them for quests every day, but the nodes inside only reset twice a week, so it doesn't flood the economy with items. We'll copy that down so that we can dig into that as a reference. And I will take the rest of your sentence there, Belfaster, and I'll put it up here. Barking Snake. An epic questline per trade skill that allows a player to act as a mentor to other players, providing success bonus or other buffs. Excuse me. An epic questline per trade skill. I think I had that question as well. Like epic quests for trade skill recipes. Like going on an epic quest to then get the recipe. I think that came to mind when I was reading in Discord, folks talking about like the person that's got the ultra rare combine or whatever is the lion something breastplate discussion. Special rare glowy gathering nodes like rich thorium veins. Shiden said, having the crafter's name attached to the item gives a personalized feel and adds to the connectedness to the world. Also lets players discover via inspection who might create goods they could desire. That's an interesting point on that last part. Good one. It's like a bit of advertising. I think a combination of EQ's research skill and EQ's tiers of abilities, journeyman, fireball, dev fireball, master fireball, etc. would be interesting and a little unique. Slight improvements to spells and stuff. Interesting. Good one, Belfast. The good thing is I also know that you are in our Discord, so if we miss anything, this seems to be a topic you're passionate about. The ability to set up campsites that can bolster your camp location and allow you to maintain comfort level. We'll add this on here, Nick. As a trade skill. And then the camp would need certain items as well. Belfazzer said the equivalent of Diablo loot goblins that can drop a stash of a particular type of crafting materials that they've been hoarding in their little sack. So one of the reasons why I'm excited about us pushing hard on reagents and then having a lot of crafting components is just because when I was a kid, I used to love looking at all the drop tables and the various D&D manuals or modules and things, right? It's just that fantasy of there being all these little random things like a drop table of gems, a drop table of blah, blah, blah. There's just something about that that just feels so nice, and I don't know, it was always something that excited me about looking at the various source books, right? It's like the various tables of random shit, and then you're sitting there thinking, oh man, I wish I could get a 33. It would be really fun to find a ruby. I don't know why. Yeah. Andrew C 894, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Those of you that are maybe new here, if you're just coming in because of you just saw us on Twitch or whatever, you don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to hit some buttons. Here's some links for you. Here's our website. Check it out. You can hop into our Discord here. You can check out some of our past VODs, including
Hello, loving robot.
Drag. Howdy. Thank you for 5 months. Good to see you. Yeah. You can watch some of even these past sort of brainstorming discussions. We've got them on a number of topics. What makes a good dungeon, outdoor zone, quest. Cool. All right, commercials over. Let me scroll up. Banana Highway. There should be crafting materials that are used in unique high-level recipes, which drop from a variety of NPCs and dungeons, and thus providing an incentive to camp all manner of NPCs. Not just names. Yep. I like it. Shiden said, crafted items must be valuable and desirable during the leveling process. Spending an afternoon making a super strong sword lacks the proper time versus reward feedback if you level up past the weapon's usefulness in less time than it took to make the weapon. Yes, this is one of those reasons why we're really going to be pushing the pace on this game. It's going to be pretty slow. We'll see how slow we can make the pace and still like have you people retain your sanity. Crafting that can make unique armor looks that you don't normally see. Example, making an elven cloak that does not get that you cannot get in the human cities and perhaps is only player made and hard to make, thus making it sought after. Rare customization type items. The fashion quest part of the game is definitely not to be disregarded. Let me scroll back up. The realm had the ability to put inscriptions on magic items via enchanting. Enchanting and inscribing. It'd be worth investing a bit in. We'll put that right here. I think that's where it fits. You could also destroy an item if you tried to put too many enchants on it. I'm just going to put that as a random note. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. To build on that, a name generator for crafted items before you get the ability to name it yourself via enchanting or whatever. Oh, you're talking about actually, well, in that case, you're talking about actually naming the item. At least that's what I think I'm reading. Oh, you're talking about resizing. So let me go back up. Example, making an elven cloak. And then I'll just add a note on there. Resizing certain items or making a... racial item available to another race, maybe? Same with deity? It's a note. Get the breastplate stretcher. Yes. My king. Various trade skills to build up player housing, furnish it, and set up utilities. Yes. Player, also ships. Also caravans. Disassembling items can have a chance to learn how to craft them, meaning breaking down your duplicates of unique rare equipment can end up being quite rewarding. That's a very interesting concept as well. And it's not, maybe it's something where it's not always guaranteed. And so it's kind of you're hunting and pecking and trying to see where you can find certain recipes. If item level restrictions, bind on equip restrictions will be a thing, let high level crafters level items down so they can be usable by lower levels. Probably should restrict it to just down for twinks though. That's also a very interesting thought. Dreg says, I love these brainstorm sessions. I do too. Attempting to craft lower level items will not yield experience. Or whatever points. Thank you, Shaka. Jewelry making, gem cutting as your base type of crafting. Prospecting, chance to get gems out of raw ore lumps. Oh, I don't think that one's, we got a long list. I don't think we have that one. Put those together. What are some other trade skill ideas? I could run through everything that we have on our list, I guess. Trade skill interdependence, like requiring enchanter needing an enchanting rod from a blacksmith. I think we've got, I'll match him up here. Oh man, we've got a lot. Oh my gosh, this is long. It's somewhere up here. Okay, I'll scroll all the way back down now. Ollie, what did you miss? Here's our list so far. Let's see. Crafting tech tree, web like civilization, just linear path. Let me grab that. Crafted items that show the name of the crafter when expecting an item. We got that. Right. All right, we'll just combine it later. Disenchanting a magic item gives a chance of acquiring the core feature of that item. Oh, didn't you? I think you mentioned this in Discord as well. Put it right here. And so basically, I'll read that over again. We've got time. Disenchanting a magic item gives the chance of acquiring the core feature of that item that can then be used to craft in a new item and applies the original item's effect. Example, disenchant FBSS, get haystone, make a new cloak with haystone, and now the new crafted cloak effectively has the FBSS haste effect. Yes. High risk reward scenarios. You can try to make that sword 20 levels higher, but you got a low chance it may break. Maybe some sort of consumable that improves my chances. Got it, Shaka. Kinnikor said, having trees, food, harvesting nodes only put out a certain amount of resources per day server-wide, but you can harvest the seeds to grow them on your player plot, and thus incentivizing not only to craft, but to grow to add to the player economy. Nice one, Kinnikor. Squishy Mustard said, to riff off of Nick's idea, hard to learn recipes show it discovered by when someone first discovers it. This could be used to use the special quested items or ones found via reverse engineering a dropped item. Grabbing it. Putting it up here next to what Nick said. Gathering node changes based off of seasons. Yeah, Ali. There's only a little bit for us to go through. They've got to step it up. Crafted foods with slight bonus effect during certain seasons. Are you thinking of like a tea in the winter, or it's fall and you've got to get your pumpkin spice latte? Fishing, saltwater versus freshwater versus lakes versus river. Fish in certain seasons, weather, time of day. With certain bait or lures, etc. Droop, you're a person after my own heart. Foraging as a thing, restricted to class races and are the only source of certain crafting components. Like certain pieces of wood for bows, arrows, certain berries, mushrooms, saps, or potions. Got it. Capping crafting levels based on player level, ensuring that players aren't crafting gear they themselves can't use. I'll add it. Changes by season, zone, etc. I'm assuming is continuation up here. Retro said, I can see the wood elves and Eminem being very particular to what type of equipment materials they use. Same with deep dwarves. It's a fair point. Certain races may not want to use certain materials. Example, wood elves. Brewing trade skill, make alcohol that provides a buff that always comes with a negative modifier as well. Putting it down. Wood elves shrivel up if they touch alloys. Okay. I'm glad I guessed correctly, Squishy Mustard. I don't know if you've tried crafting on P99, but getting to 250 max is a slog, and there's certainly only one person I know of on a server that's reached it. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I could see the downside as well, but it's kind of cool if you're that one person. I know there are mixed feelings on that concept, but... traveling merchants that sometimes sell limited quantities of crafting materials. Let me see. We got needing to travel someplace special, deep, station deep, or station deep in a dungeon and craft a powerful item. That was you, Nick. Okay, I don't find the other one. I thought we had one though. Dangerous zones with high risk reward and high tier crafting items. Senoswar. I think we have a version or two of that one. I'm going to put this on here though. And then we'll consolidate those. Hit save. Good point. All right, I've hit save again. Drag said it's cool that it's rare that that person's the only one. I know there was some back and forth on Discord about level of rarity and pain in the ass and all that stuff. But, there's something to be said about people being able to feel exclusive, right? Like putting in the effort and being that only person on the servers. It's such a big part of the game in my opinion. It's the least that the game can do for that person. So let me hit on some stuff. We've slowed down a little bit. Let me see what we've potentially missed here. Oh, you're going again. NPCs that will craft some basic tiers of items at a cost in case you can't find someone to make something within a reasonable amount of time. Alright, I'll put it down. Should every item have its own history and modifiers, says the person that will have to code it. Well, I mean, or manage the database. Drake said, I mean, there will be more. I'll be there in about a month, which seems like an okay timeline. Yeah, you don't have to be the only person forever, but being the first is kind of cool. Competitions like Stranglethorn Veil, Fishing Extravaganza, having to fill orders or bundles and rewards. I totally forgot about that. That's a great example. Crafting competitions. Ooh. Oh man, I just had so many Stardew Valley sort of glimpses go through my head for whatever reason. But like yeah, little live events for crafters definitely make it fun. Having to fill orders or bundles for rewards. Ken of course said, going off games like Stardew Valley, having some sort of crop growing, animal harvesting, and crafting stations built on player plots or guild co-op plots may add another dimension to gameplay that crafters can just log on, camp out, doing that stuff only. Having 12-hour timers between crop grows, etc. to keep you having to come back and breathe between going out, battling, and adventuring. I know there are a number of people that would want to do nothing but that, I think. Or it's definitely one of those things that can fill that time when you can't find a group or you don't have a couple hours to commit. So. The second one is separate? Okay, I'll separate it. Blizz Chaos said, hey guys, just popped in. What's topic of conversation? What makes trade skills good in your opinion? It's good to see you. Welcome. I like how in EW, trade skills weren't for everyone, being the one able to craft and imbue dwarven EQ. Imbue dwarven plate set was for a niche minority, but you're the man to those niche few. Yeah, Furley, I think again, I think there's something to that exclusivity. Can I farm hydroponics in this game? That's gonna... we'll see. Maybe. Can we elaborate on trade skill? Like just trading as a specific skill? So it's any crafting, gathering. And gathering can be mining. It can be fishing. It could be other things that we haven't talked much about, like animal breeding. Sanoswar, look at you go. Being able to upgrade or needing to maintain an existing town center or city as a community focus. Having war efforts which require thousands of trade skill items to kick off a big event. Yes. Fat Happy Badger, thank you for the follow. Something like the craft of the Minecraft Tinkers mod, where you can assemble an item with any type of material, and you have some parts of the tools, such as handle, and a tip, generating an infinity of combinations and possibilities that will scale with the amount of materials and their properties. Ollie, there you go. Rare wandering NPCs out in the wild that might sometimes be willing to buy certain player crafted items for a bit higher than average merchant value. Ranger NPCs in dire need of arrows, things like that. Berserker, I like it. It's a different take on the wandering NPC topic that's come up. I like that though. That ranger out in the cold is like, I would kill for a pumpkin spice latte right now. Trade skill factions that require quest turn-ins of crafted or gathered items to raise faction. Raise factions could open up more quests, recipes, and special crafting vendors. Yep. I swear I was just mentioning that to Ali. I forget what problem I was trying to solve with it, but I do like that. Thrazamond, thank you for the follow. Tinker's Mod is pretty good. Ali is the person I typically go to if there's a Minecraft question. I'm gonna hit save real quick. Save. All right, so let's see. Let me see if anything on the list from Discord feels like it hasn't been tackled yet. Region-based resources with limited transportability, a la Valheim, can still be moved by pack animal, etc. with zone-specific ambushes. I don't think that was on Discord. I think I just made that shit up. But we're going to put it on there because I haven't heard that yet from any of you, so we're adding it. Region-based resources with limited transportability. I wrote the word and I can't even pronounce it. English is hard. Crafting stations located in dungeons, dangerous out-of-the-way areas. We've got level of variations and results. Star Wars Galaxy's ultra unique versus UQ limited recipes. We've hit on a bit here, but if you got other thoughts, be sure to do them. And by do them, I mean type them out, because again, English is hard. Level of variation and results. I just read out. Writs of orders. I swear, I don't even drink on stream anymore. Writs or orders as a means of leveling skill or grinding cash or faction. What are your thoughts? I think that was hit on a little bit up there. Deconstruction of existing items, we definitely hit on. Let me clear my throat. Let's see, lesser non-named or significant item rarity versus components per Nick Ali discussion. Oh, I know what this was. The idea of dropping fewer usable lesser items like rusty sword or like cloth shirt or whatever versus a broken rusty sword or a, cloth shirt fragment or something like that, so that there's not a ton of just stuff entering the economy just strictly off random mob drops, making actual completed item drops more rare, but having more components available. So, BlizzChaos said, I think trade skills are a big part of community in a game. I also think that having different properties and different materials with crafting opens games up to a lot of possibilities. The more in-depth crafting, like if I wanted to make a sword, I could craft the hilt of the blade, etc. Each piece with different qualities, so we can both have an iron sword, but the properties would be completely different while still maintaining the basic properties. So I'm gonna take that. I know we were having this discussion in Discord as well, and it was, I thought, on here. I'm gonna add it right here. Belfaster says yes, but do writ. I think you'd have to have crafting be fairly engaging, like to do writs, you'd have to have crafting be fairly engaging, like a minigame. It'd feel pretty empty otherwise, since the items from those in Vanguard were all basically pretend items just for writs. This is based on my memory. It's interesting when you say you'd have to have crafting be pretty engaging. That got me thinking, not just the act of crafting, but potentially the act of getting components to craft. And what I mean by that is, maybe there's a bit of that game of like knowing who to go to and where to go, min-maxing, having relationships built up for certain components. Maybe it's a bad idea. I don't know. That just sort of popped into my head. Dreg said, I don't want much fancy for my trade skilling. Useful items to help lower levels and elite no-drop items that show off how hard you've worked. I'm going to record your opinion. Plus, it's going to be on YouTube forever. Blitzchaos said, like, we could both have an iron sword, which has a standard attack of 15 and defense of 10, but I could have a plus 10% attack speed, 5 block chance, and you might have 10 damage and 5% bleed chance. I'll add that to your previous comment. Belfaster said, I mean, if you can make getting nodes off the ground as fun as it is in Valheim even, that'd be a first for a game like this. Yeah, I don't know what it is about that game, but it definitely was very relaxing to go out and chop and mine. Part of that is just the way that world was built. Recipes that only come from certain factions or relationship unlocked. Got it, Nick. I'll put it up here with this one. Kitten Army said, resource nodes spawning in random, semi-random positions instead of always appearing in the same locations. BlizzChaos said, I think player-owned shops are pretty cool. I know some games do it and it allows players to control the market instead of having an NPC do it. So supply and demand the rent price. Yeah. Our dear friend Ali has a lot of thoughts in this area and we support him in his thinking. Belfaster said all materials, at least nodes, not spawning in game at all times, creating surplus and shortages of different node materials at different times. It doesn't have to be all of them, but some of them. Cool. All right. Let's do this. Those of you that are new here, here's our Discord in case you think of something later. I know Belfaster and Banana and a few people have really been discussing this a lot in our Discord. So feel free to hit there. You can also get on the stream Discord. If you're completely new to what we're doing, that's our website. By the way, I'll be sending out the survey this week. We have hit 1,000 people on our mailing list. If you would like to be a part of our survey, join our mailing list before I send it out this week. This first survey will be without knowing anything beyond what we've kind of talked about on some of the streams or whatever, about our races and our classes. Which one interests you most? Excuse me. And so it'll list all the races, it'll list all the classes. You got to pick one. And I put a text box, freeform text box at the bottom of each. Potentially, if you want to type in Y. So we're going to be sending that out to 1,000 people. And we'll see how many responses we get. We'll see what those responses look like. And then what we're going to do is, sometime after we revealed more information about the classes and the races, we're going to send it out again. And then we're going to see if you changed your answers. And we maybe even will ask that. And we'll be like, did you change your answers? Why? That'll help us understand kind of what you're thinking originally, and then over time, and as we gave more M&M specific info, what sort of changed your mind. So that seems like a fun place to start. Hit us up in Discord if you've got ideas for other surveys. That'd be really cool. And we'll get those going. That will be an exclusive thing for people on the mailing list. What's what about Blizz Chaos? The mailing list or the game? Exchanging ideas for trade skills like this is brilliant. This is how we, as humans, have advanced tech quickly in the last 200 years. The more efficient means of talking, sharing ideas. I think this is a game-changing process for game deving. It's so much fun to brainstorm with you guys, and I feel bad that we haven't done more lately, but I actually want to do. I want to do more of these coming up. Blizz Chaos, this game. Here. Click this link. If you've got ideas for more brainstorms for us to do, mention those in Discord as well, because it's always cool to kind of see what topics are of the most interest to you, and it also keeps me from having to think of certain topics. And we can redo or go back through some of the ones that we didn't apply in the past. It is still in development. It is a work in progress. Our goal is to have people in and playing with us a bit this year, so we're gonna see how that goes. We've been working on it for just over a year and change. So, but it's coming along pretty quickly. If you want to watch some videos of it, you can see we post the work that we've been doing, because usually nights like this, we're working on it. And if I'm not streaming and working on it, then Pattis is, or Zukin, or Goblin. So there's usually one of us around at different points. I stream twice a week at the moment. And so you can see in the behind the scenes and ask questions. Well, while we're taking a little break, here, I'll show you. Maybe. We'll see what Unity thinks about showing you. I knew I probably should have restarted my machine before streaming tonight. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Let me bring you guys back while I'm waiting. Move you right here. Let me know if the stream glitches out or anything weird while it's doing this. It can be quite a resource hog. Did we discuss the longevity problem already? We did not. Miss Fran, if you want to kick that off, feel free. So this is one of our zones that this was the last zone that I was poking around in. Some islands. But we can go over to Fate of Doom. You've been working on your own game? Unity? Yeah, we're in Unity. Well, I'll continue to let that do its thing in the background. We'll go back to this for now. You went with Unreal 4, soon Unreal 5. Nice. Do you hear that, Unity? If you keep locking up like this, that will be your fate. We will stop everything and switch. Probably not. Probably not. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'm sure that will be constructive. All right. Kinnikor asked, it's also kind of my fault. I'm like, while this is going on, let me load this big ass zone in the background. Probably not the best move on my end. All right, we'll get back at it. I forgot. People are going to be watching this on YouTube and they're like, why the hell is he not doing the brainstorming thing at the moment? I apologize. So Mistran said, basically what I mean by longevity problem is that some crafting systems of the past eventually run into the problem where most crafts are obsolete as much as the player base has already got better equipment. Yeah, so maintaining relevancy. I swear I had this on here as a topic. Deconstruction of existing items. We've already covered. Community contributions as part of the writ or leveling system. Unlock elements in an area. Forges, special recipes, bonuses, vendor items. We hit on community contributions, but maybe not all of the benefits of it. So I'm going to add this here. Do we have... All right, so let me just add this as a note then, Mistran. Trade skills should never lose relevance. Is that how you... We'll spell check this later. Let's see. Blitzkey said, nah, Unity isn't bad. Both engines was really good. Just offer different things. A lot of games I like are made in Unreal. Is that zero feedback or ox feedback? Either way, thank you for the follow. So maybe a type of modification system for trade skills. In-game boss might try something that modifies attributes graphics of existing item. Adding that. Sorry if things are laggy on your end. That was me screwing around with Unity in the background that's causing that to happen. BDC Retro said at roughly the same time. Having deconstruction may help, or having these items be required for future combines, but that's a challenge when you go with horizontal progression. Players gain power, but not levels. It causes multiplication and pushes items down the food chain. Is that horizontal progression, or is that a different, sort of a different form of vertical progression? So let's see. Other things that we talked about in Discord that we haven't hit on here. Interaction versus EQs, set and forget. We've talked about level of interaction, how much of a mini game we've talked about. Don't lock recipes, components, or stations behind rating was a comment. What about other locks? Even without rating, why not have some restrictions based on elite content? I guess that was in response to that on Discord. The power relativity. Crafted items should provide power relative to their resource origin. Epic quests for trade skills. Consumables and their impact on casters and other systems. No restrictions, but considerable investment. I think that was like the number of trade skills you could actually try to master. So Retro said, when I think of horizontal progression, I think of any time a player gains power, but not more levels. Okay, interesting. Yeah, for whatever reason, I tend to think as player power increasing in any way, whether it's derived from levels or item power or abilities or whatever. If you're becoming more powerful, I tend to bucket that into all of that is into vertical. And then if you gain different utility, whether that be combat focused utility or just utility in general. So I would even say like trade skills could be a form of horizontal progression because you're gaining more and more different utility, especially if we're adding in a bunch of different types of trade skills like animal breeding or something, right? Let's see. Kinnicore said, old trade skill items no longer relevant. Have a NPC you take it to examine it. Explain its construction method to you. Thus giving you a percentage chance to actually gain a trade skill point in the trade skill. I guess this would make old items marketable again. Interesting. I'm going to copy that over. There may be a couple different takes on like that general theme. Harold YOLO says, hey robot, any idea if the new input system from Unity can be made to accept mouse click to move? I managed it with the old one, but I'd like to switch to a new one. That is a good question for either Ali or Gary or John. And you can potentially find them via our Discord if they're not listening in at the moment. Let's see. What about something like a crafted item soulstone that you could infuse with the crafted item and slot into your better gear to get different bonuses? Okay, Berserker, I will add that. And Harold, if you don't find them there, you can also try to stream Discord. So try either one to reach them. Hey, Isan, what's up, buddy? One possibility to make trade skills that don't produce consumables remain relevant would be to require repairs on items and materials that need to be made from raw materials. Isan, thank you for 11 months. I know we ask this like every time we see you, but when does your adventure kick off? February? Mistrin said, or allow for temporary enhancements, not just magical, that are limited use. Example, sharpening weapons, enhancing armor, where it's effectively repair. So it's essentially going the buff route. So kind of like rest bonus versus rest penalty. So item buffs. Okay. My last two notes is less random shit that you don't use in favor of component-based assemblies. So sword with different pommel results and different stats. I think we've covered that. But the I think the main thing I was hitting here was I actually didn't mind trade skilling in both EQ original, and then it was especially easy on on TLP. So like the difference between trade skilling and EQ versus on a TLP. Yeah, less clicking. I like sort of repetitive tasks, so EQ's trade skills didn't bother me that much. But the thing that did bother me was like, all right, so I've just made 500 lanterns that no one wants. Okay. I'd much rather make 500 components that I can then use later on in a different recipe. And I know often that kind of it does work itself out, but still. What is the leveling system? I know it seems off topic for the game. Help me understand, Blizz Chaos. Trade skill specific gear. Yep, we've already covered that. So it looks like we've covered all of the notes from Discord. It's funny, Unity's still doing its thing in the background. Pretty sure that's what's going on. Blizz Chaos, as I'm waiting for this to pop up. What Nick said. You kill things, you get experience, you level up. Wow. Poor showing, Unity. Mr. Linden said, yeah, let a blacksmith buff a weapon for a week's use, where the blacksmith might require materials produced by another profession and or found in dungeons, that sort of thing. I'll add this. And then, but what I'm trying to say is it might be a good idea to try and build some sort of forms of ongoing utility in all trade skills that have dependencies between them to avoid professions that are much less useful than others. Fair point. Cool. I think Unity's finally finished doing its thing. My machine was freezing up as Unity was finally shutting down. I don't know if it was something you guys noticed as well. Sorry about that. Mandalorian said the part of EQ crafting that I didn't care for was the failure rate still seemed punitive even after a recipe became trivial, and that's a feel bad moment when you spent the time collecting rare materials. Yeah. Fair point. Once you've mastered something, it should be pretty mastered, huh? How about a lane of dark crafting that can turn bones into bone chips, wands, charms, necro, pets, grafts, or whatever equipment pets might have, you know? Some more fringe and evil stuff. I like it. Blizzcast, I'm gonna let Nick keep tackling your question since he is doing a fine job of it. Another interesting idea might be offline crafting, where crafting takes a relatively long time but can be done while you're offline. Immediately thought of EVE Online. Would limit supply without forcing people to know life. So cooldowns can do the same, but they can be annoying because you need to log in at specific times if you want to min-max. I'll add that as well. What about all of the trade skill types? What is your favorite type of trade skill, or what type of trade skill have we not talked about tonight? We've mentioned fishing. We've mentioned enchanting. What are we missing? We said animal husbandry. Astronomy. Baking, brewing. Goomback said farming. Nice. Farming. Cooking. Map making. Artist. Interesting. Class specific trade skills like poison making or alchemy. Spell crafting. Mistron said my favorite is WoW style fishing, where you can completely turn your brain off while waiting for the bobber to bounce. So that goes into our mini game discussion. Crafting instruments. What else? I know there are more. Goomback, what type of farming? Is it specific? Can a farmer farm anything? Our dear friend and teammate Ali is actually a farmer by trade. Music trade skill. There is an error displaying chat. Try again. Close pop out. Alright, if you just said something brilliant, you're gonna have to say it again. Hold on a second. Twitch is failing me. You did that? I don't think you did that. Alright, let's get chat pop back out where you guys can see it. Oh, get over there. Get over there. Make it bigger again. Okay. Now I gotta catch back up. Who is this streamer? It is me. Now that I took my beanie off, it is me with 40% more forehead. These white screens are killing me. So we got fletching, blacksmithing. Alchemy was a class in EQOA. I always thought it was super cool as a class, just whipping potions at mobs. Really? Like an alchemist? I'm gonna put that down just as a note for myself. How about something like making keys, disenchantments for use in dungeons to unlock additional areas? Meaning you can run dungeons just fine, but groups that really take their time to prepare gain access to optional content, access unique drops in areas. I'm gonna add that in here. I'm copying and pasting. Copy paste. Fletching, blacksmithing, alchemy, got them. Weapons crafting. What else? Blitzcast said, I asked because if player ABC want to craft and join at different times and player A max is max level and gets gear, could he not just give to player B and C to power them up, meaning lower level crafting would be obsolete? In the case where they're twinking somebody, it obsoletes all sorts of stuff, but we're okay with that. Excuse me. We're really embracing the older design and style of MMO from like the early 2000s, late 99, where things like that I think just weren't really considered at the time. But it leads to, well, it leads to interesting player agency, and the damage it causes is, yeah, it's fine. Architect, I could have sworn we have on our list, so let me catch back up. Mining, foraging, fishing. Mining, foraging, fishing. Nick, are you going through our list? Are you just looking in game at what we have? If you guys see any of these that Nick is shouting out by cheating, if they seem interesting to you, feel free to, you're not cheating, Nick. I don't believe it. Feel free to comment on it or whatever. Building structures. Botany. Alchemy's been done. Shoveling? Really? Shoveling? Shoveling. Slug butt. I'll put it on there. Tracking. Languages, of course. Jewel crafting. Gem cutting was mentioned earlier, but I don't know if it... Prospecting. Engineering. Slash. Tinkering. Leatherworking. Tailoring. Skinning. Archaeology. Archaeology? Whatever, close enough. Enchanting. Skill crafting, we got herbalism. Skill crafting, using different ore to make gems that you could slot into weapons for different effects. I'm gonna grab this text and put it here so we don't lose it. Archaeology sounds fun. Tinkering we got. What is this list? It is essentially ideas for different trade skill types for an MMORPG. Woodworking. Gravedigger. Gives the player the ability to quickly travel quickly between deep zones and overland zones. Forensics. I like that one, Nick. I don't think that one is on our list. Poison making we've got. Map making we've got. For hunting instance loot, maybe? No instancing, but we have talked about treasure maps that spawn stuff. Forensic. Skinning, I don't think we added yet. Tanning. Trap making. First aid. Carpentry, I'm going to put with woodworking. Having player-owned bar where people hang out and also skill up their social skills, languages, something seems like a neat idea. We'll just add it here as a side. Player-owned bar. Spelunking. Lock picking. Photography, we've got hair and nails. I like it. I like it. Hair and nails. I don't know how we're actually going to use it, but I do like it. Hair and nails. Fashion is a big part of these games, so fashion is a big part of these games. Fashion Quest. Trade skill specialization. Oh my goodness. There's specialization per slot. Go deep into tailoring. Per slot. That's crazy. I dig it. We'll put it down here so we don't forget that craziness. I make the best bracers. These games, this game's all, it's going to be all about fashion. Pottery / glass making, animal taming and breeding. More social professions, politics, banking. I think we have, we've already got in data etiquette and diplomacy. So politics, banking, treasure maps and shoveling. Getting UO vibes. There's definitely a lot to learn from there. Animal husbandry, I think we just got animal taming and breeding. Research. Venom poison extraction. Venom poison extraction as a skill. I like it. Goo from slimes can be gathered and coated on the weapons for various effects. Slime extraction. Project Gorgon has a lot of interesting skills. So it made me think of that. It's like they've got an anatomy skill. Intimidation and bullying. Pickpocket. Thank you, Mustang Spy. What about a trader that runs caravans you were talking about? Trader that runs caravans. You said bluffing. I almost said fluffing, which probably not the skill. Not a skill we need. Not sure what to call it, a trade skill related to playing instruments. Outside of being a bard. Trading. Lawyers. Foraging. We may already have inscription. Oh yeah, we talked about that one earlier. Do you see it on there already? Foraging, I think. Yeah, it's up there. MMOs should have law, especially contract laws, a player profession. That'd be fun. Our lawyer may not think so. No, he'd probably actually like it. Salvaging and butchering. Butchering's nice. Salvaging. Butchering. Bartering. Maybe each profession could unlock a particular quick travel portal, the master trainer, or professional hall. We'll write it as a note. That seems like that'd be a pretty epic item. Geology. Calligraphy. Thraz. So Thrazamon said, bounty hunter. Players can take out bank loans, and if not paid in time, a bounty hunter finds them and throws some shackles on them, returning them to town to pay the debt. Alright, bounty. I'm just going to copy all of this. Yeah, that was a different one. Oh, glass blowing. Totally not inspired by the fluffing comment, I'm sure. Forging is second to the top. Oh yeah, because of the delay. Cool. Reverse engineering as a trade skill. We'll put it. Reverse engineering. No swimming, please. Slow swimming feels bad. So just drowning. Let's see. Animal husbandry, but something related to training mounts. Training mounts. Maybe it is animal husbandry. I'm not sure. Chemistry. Teaching skill. What about a teaching trade skill that levels the more you cooperatively worked on a skill with another player? As it levels and you gain it. I'm going to write this down. Nice one, Dalek. Artificing. Social media influencer. Zukin. Now you're getting silly. Interior design. I'm laughing a little bit, but I'm not. I think Ali might have actually put it on the list. Arcane research and enchanting. I think we've got. Swashbuckling is sure. Fortune telling. That just gave me Ultima vibes. Telepathy. Mind bullets. Nick. Sense heading. Very important skill. Could split taming, beast capture. Players can capture certain beasts and return them to town, break them. Yeah, you bring them. You can capture them, but then someone else can do all the work. I like it. Anatomy. Social engineering. Where can you find this game? FX, you can find the website here. If you want to be on our mailing list, we will not spam you. We will not give out your info to anybody else, but we will send you a survey this week. We're kicking off our surveys this week. Those of you that weren't here earlier, again, we just hit 1,000 people, which was our goal for kicking off 2022. So we've got 1,000 people on the mailing list. We'll be sending you a survey asking you of the listed player races and player classes without knowing much about them, which is your favorite of each, so that then when we send that again later, once you've heard more about them, we can kind of get a feel. So, forgery. I'm going back up. Social engineering. Alcohol. Drug tolerance. Surveying. Appraisal. Master of ceremonies. Can hold weddings, birthday parties, bar mitzvah. Added. Glass making can be tied into tinkering. Forgery. Skill crafting, I think we have. Spell crafting, I think we have. Gardening. Rune crafting. Deception, our version of magic. Sleight of hand trick. I'm going to add it. The skill. Brewing. Lung capacity skill. FX said, already in love with the art. Nice. Thank you. Looking forward to the survey. Yeah, me too, Zukin. Sculpting. Fitness. Occultism. Etiquette. Falconry. Is falconry limited to falcons? Sanguinating. Intimidation. I think we got. And bullying. Interrogation. That'd be a good one for the Inquisitors to learn. Whoa. Did we run out of steam? Is that all you've got? The sport of hunting with falcons and or other birds of prey. The keeping and training of such birds. So, yeah, that's what I was wondering if the same term, falconry, applied if I had like a condor. Dancing. Where are we located? We are located in 4 countries. We are located in... I'll kind of go reverse order by time zones. We are located in Bahrain. We have 2 people in Bahrain. I am in Germany, but I am an American. We've got someone in Canada, which I believe are on the side of Canada that makes them kind of first. And then the rest of our people are in the United States. Excuse me. Head splitting, a valuable skill brought to you by Jason Voorhees. I am not adding head splitting. That's too far. That's going to go on this separate list with, what was it? Social media influencer Zukin. Tame an eagle and fly to Mordor. That makes for a shorter movie. Appraising. Painting. It kind of is 24-hour development, to be honest with you, Pirate. I'll go to bed and I'll wake up and there'll be new work. It's super cool. Scouting. What added on here? So some of these things may not wind up being skills, but they may they may not wind up being trade skills, but they may wind up being abilities. Storytelling. Butchery. Pathfinding. chiropractor. All right. Speech and motivation. I'm writing them down, even if they don't. Butchery is a great skill. Yes, there's Ollie. Somebody had a tech question earlier, Ollie. Decapitating would be a skill within butchery, I think. Lockpicking, I think we have already? No? I'll add it just in case. Skipped over TV's glass making. Did I? I thought we had it already. That's why I didn't do it. I have glass blowing. Glass blowing. Glass making. There we go. Oh, yeah, you saw it too. Cool. Meditation, we'll add just for, you know, complete list. Meditation. Spelunking we have. Talon. Nick got that one earlier, I think. Sneaking. Eavesdropping. These are trade skills. It's a mix. It's some trade skills, it's some abilities, it's some people being silly. Patis, basket weaving. Is therapist on there? I think we all need a little of that. I agree. Tea brewing, that'll be part of brewing. We've got brewing. I'm pretty sure. Basket weaving's not going on the list, Pattis. Brown nosing. Ollie. You're the one implementing it. Boogle Wolf said, I've always kind of thought dodge should be its own face-to-face skill and like a combat awareness skill as in avoiding getting ganked when back's turned to mob. I'm just going to leave the note on here. And I'm not adding Ollie's brown nosing. Climbing. Parkour. Too far. Whittling. Augury. Is that digging a hole? Awareness. Perception. Clairvoyance. Melting. Scavenging. Stone masonry. Just think. We need to make a mini game for every single one of these. We're at the word vomit part of the brainstorm. Yeah, we are, but it's getting to be that time. It's almost the end of the night, so it's good. It's good. Good timing on it. Anger management, drop aggro. Brown nosing's already in. Okay, well, Ollie, you're the one coding it. Is tumbling the RPG version of parkour? Isn't tumbling. That's a fair point. So tumbling, skateboarding is not going in. Acrobatics is kind of, I mean, that's also tumbling. Carving we've got with whittling. Identification. Cheese making. Is that separate from, I'm gonna put it in. I think Ollie may have actually already made that a separate skill. Bread burning we've got. Augury is like cutting open chicken and looking at its intestines to determine. Oh, that's like a divination. Fair enough. Insight. Jewel crafting we've got. Some of the best ideas coming from the bottom of the barrel. Yeah. All right. Oh. Okay, so we are now at 10:41. That means I don't have much longer before I'm going to wrap this thing up. So with that in mind, let's see. I'm going to scroll all the way up. I'm not sure if you can read this. There's no way that I can read all of this back tonight. There's just so much. I am going to hit save though, so we don't lose it. In the past, we've actually thrown this stuff into like a Google Doc and shared it. And there's a lot here. So we may consolidate some of this, clean some of it up, and maybe put in another Google Doc for folks. And remind you of where to find those. How is Germany? It's good. It's all right. This time of year it's kind of like weather's not the best, but yeah, it's not too bad. Not quite as cold as Sweden was. Weapon modding, not like gyms and stuff. Add on to smithing for extra parry, repost, control, small amount damage bonus. Put it there. Astrology. We mentioned astronomy, but we don't have it on a list. Astronomy. Astrology. Alright, Nick, I'll send it over. Metallurgy. The amount of suggestions for trade skills does support the hypothesis that there might be some demand for more sandboxy games, though. The fair point. Thievery / deputy skills. Thieves can break into buildings. I'm going to post all of it. I'm just going to post it. Sandcastle making, Belfaster. No. Okay. Alright, so we're almost done here. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to hit save one more time. I'll send this file over to Nick and we'll get it up for you. Let's see. Oh, what's another one of these topics that you would like to cover? So kick them out here. What other topics would you like to cover? We have done what makes a good dungeon, what makes a good outdoor zone, what makes a good quest. Excuse me. What makes good PvP? More class specific talk. We can do the ones that we've done in the past again. Maybe see if we pick up new things. But we'll deprioritize that a bit because we did get a lot of info on those, and I got the feeling it'd be a lot of repeat. Discussion on let's see, in-game. Nice. Lizcast, thank you for the follow. The game never ends. So I'll put in-game. What is that even? Only more game. Only more game. Tonight it is only brainstorming. If you have code questions, Elo, the person right above you, hey, Karak, it's Ali. Ali is... He is the tip of our programming pyramid, our trifecta of 3 programmers. So be sure to hit him up. If you hop into our Discord, Ollie's often available to answer questions. So here are our various Discords. Game Discord, my Discord. Bilbo said, been watching someone play Eco lately, or today. That's a game that makes trade skills good. It's the whole game. Is it the whole game? There's a lot of good adventuring in there as well. If you don't know what that is, check it out. Evercraft Online. Is that the one you're referring to? When I hear Eco, that's what I think of. I'm going to put loot on here. Archetypes. Housing. What makes a game good for purposes of idling in the capital city? We'll put it here. What makes for a good city? I think a couple people said that. Music and sounds. Is this hobby project or pro? It is a pro passion project. It's the 3 Ps. Oh, he meant the game Eco. Okay, sorry. I was thinking of a different game. It's one that we really like here and enjoy playing. Role-playing features, that's a good one as well. Cool. This will get us started, and we'll be doing these more frequently. With this many, we may even try to knock out one a week or something like that. Okay. Mustang Spy, we'll cover that as part of our in-game. What is that even? Okay. So, cool. We're down to like my last 10 minutes. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to thank everybody for your participation tonight. It was another fun one. Next time, I'm going to have a Red Bull beforehand, so I'll be even more energetic and hopefully a little less gassy. And we will get this kicked off. Yeah, probably at the beginning of the video. What does that mean? I mean stream, because I'm going to crop this down to I think we started about 30 minutes in, so I'll crop this down a little bit before I post it on YouTube, but I'll get this up on YouTube as well. And I won't have Unity in the background doing weirdness next time. Chat, were you gassy too? Just to make Sean feel better about it. Thank you. Ollie, I'm sorry you can't smell again still yet. We're rooting for you, buddy. I've heard it can take quite a while to go away, though. So, All right. So, next stream will be Tuesday. Tuesday, what will we be doing? We'll probably be either implementing some content in game, or playing a bit. I may have to switch back to doing 3 nights a week again sometime soon. Just because I want to get a night of like playing EQ or whatever in as well. So we'll see. We'll kind of see how that goes, because I also like to do more of these brainstorms. They're a lot of fun. Cool. So we'll get this stuff posted. Keep an eye on Discord for links to the Google Doc that's got this stuff sort of formatted, posted. Feel free to use it in future conversations. Feel free to use it on your game. Yeah, I will be doing a Thursday stream this week. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Let's do the usual stuff. Here's my Discord. Yeah, I'm still primarily playing P99. I'm really wishing there would be a new P99 server sometime in the coming months. Then I would be focused probably solely on that. Here's our website. Here's the game Discord. Here's our YouTube. Oh. I think he meant Thursday when he said Tuesday. Yeah, that's me. I do that. I'm sorry. Earliest is Jan 2023, you think? Oh man, that's too long to wait. We're gonna need to talk to them about that. Mailing list. We've hit 1,000 people. That means we're gonna be sending out our first survey. We'll be sending out other surveys, and those surveys will be sent exclusively to the mailing list. So be sure to join up if you're interested. We promise not to spam you. We promise not to share your info. It just helps us keep a good metric of kind of who's interested in the game. A nice point of contact if you're not in Discord and stuff. Join our Discord. We're at like 600 and some people, I think. But you can see even there, we've got 1,000 people on the mailing list. So there's, disparity there. So yeah, anyway. Just curious, in a lot of interviews, the name Composy comes up a lot. Any chance of interview with him? So the name is Composy, John Composy. And also someone named Salim is mentioned. Ooh, Salim's a good one to reach out to. John, I can try, but I've got the feeling he probably is not, a camera person. A lot of folks are just kind of private. But I'll add Salim. I think he'd be potentially down. I haven't talked to him in forever. Maybe Ryan has. So yeah, Ali, it's not a bad idea. Cool. All right. I think that covers me for tonight. Thank you again. See you on Thursday, and we'll just probably be checking out the game in a little more detail. Those of you that haven't seen us actually work, we're always in here. Check out our YouTube. You'll get to see people making art. Yeah, art, concept work. You'll see more and more design stuff going. And yeah, I am heading straight to bed after this. I take the dog out. I go to bed. Gets me in bed by probably 11:15, 11:20, and then I wake up at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna do that now. Nice seeing you. Good night, Kitten Army. Slim does Jason Weeman show, Sunday show every now and then. Oh, cool. Scorn, good night. I think I'm gonna start doing the thing where I say good night to everybody on the way out. Just because we did it the other night and it felt really nice. It felt very much like the Walton's episode closure moment. Night Ollie, night Pattis, night Belfaster, night Zukin, Berserker, good night. Good night, Mustang Spy. Good night, Mandalorian. Good night, Nick. Good night, Moon. M-O-O-N. That spells moon. Good night, Furly Ghost. Good night, Dalek. Good night, Goblin Works. Did Poop Maker say good night? Even if they didn't, good night, Poop Maker. It's good to meet you. Fat Happy Badger. I don't know that I said thank you for the follow. But thank you and good night. Good night, Dreg. Is that it? Is that everybody? Good night, Invisigoth, who I will always just call Invisigoth. All right.